As the healthcare leader of the Tri-Parish community, Terrebonne General Medical Center is a nationally recognized facility providing state-of-the-art technology and advanced services. Terrebonne General compassionately provides the most services responding to the greatest needs for our community. All right, as we said, Dr. Craig Walker and Sid Hutchinson, and they are on board. We're going to talk a little bit about updated technology and services for cardiac patients, and we're going to start very familiar face, Dr. Craig Walker. First of all, gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Martin.
Thanks, Martin.
Boy, y'all been watching that previous segment we had. I want to get a shot of this. That's the water that came out of Jefferson Parish. If I may throw just a little clog in it, look at that. It's pretty clear, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Jay, you got a shot of that? We go, oh, well, whoa, there we go. That's all right. We'll get it on the next one. But anyway, trust me, it's clear. All right, let's talk about catheterization services and all. First of all, Doc, what's a cardio cath lab? Explain it to the public.
It's a very special room in which we have very sophisticated imaging equipment that uses X-ray, and in which we can also carefully monitor pressures. And we use this room so that we can do a myriad of procedures in which we can open up blocked arteries or blocked veins or place vena cava filters or clip heart valves or do all sorts of things which can be life-saving. But it's a very sophisticated room that requires very good imaging and the ability to very carefully monitor blood pressures.
And so why was it so important to develop that in South Louisiana? When you walk in those cath rooms, there's some high-tech stuff in there. Why was that so important?
It became a very strong commitment many years ago, Martin, because of the incidence of heart disease in the community, the region, and in the nation. And however, the incidence of heart disease in the country and in this region has declined over the last 20 years. We still rate number 9 right now, actually as of 2005, number 9 in the country in heart disease-related deaths. And that's important to us, so we wanted to make a commitment to the community in this region to address that issue.
And the cath lab's role at Terrebonne General Medical Center, in your own words, what would it be?
It has a lot of roles, actually. It's evolved over many, many years. We use it actually to intervene in acute myocardial infarction, which is heart attacks now. That's one of its primary roles. And we've done a really good job of that. Our goal is to get patients, when they present to the emergency room, their blockages open within 90 minutes. And we have great success doing that right now. We've expanded that role basically to out in the field. We've partnered with Acadian Ambulance to get in the field EKGs. The purpose of that is to drive that 90 minutes down to 60 minutes because you don't want to lose heart tissue during that time. So the faster we can get that blockage open, the better. A lot of other things happen in the cath lab, basically peripheral vascular disease interventions that Dr. Walker will talk about. It's becoming a tremendous role of the cath lab. It's a very insidious disease and we need to work on that. A lot of work in cardiac arrhythmias occurs in the cath lab by Dr. Richard Abbott, and that's a very important role. And we've just evolved the cath lab more and more.
Dr. Walker, I've seen you do so many procedures in there now. It's so routine for you, but what are all the treatments that are offered in there?
Well, so many, as Sid was saying. First and foremost, we were concerned about heart treatment. Understand that cardiovascular disease kills more than half of all Americans. So if you take all other things and put them together, it kills the same amount of people as just this one process. So it's a very important process, and that's why we have to address it. We have seen in the 25 years that we've had a cath lab, the death rates fall dramatically in our catchment region. In fact, it's been the biggest decline in deaths as a percentage of any Medicare catchment region in the entire United States. That's very important, and we do a lot of things. We open up blocked heart arteries, and we do that by going in with balloons and stents or sometimes lasers. We can clip valves in the heart. We often use it just to image to see if someone needs surgery in some way, shape, or form. We can fix aneurysms in the cath lab. We can open up blocked leg arteries and kidney arteries and arteries to the brain. We can open up blocked veins. I just recently had a couple patients sent in from Mexico who had issues where all of the veins in the belly were blocked up, and so their legs were so swollen they were actually considering amputation from venous disease because they were so symptomatic. And the list goes on from there. As Sid has mentioned, electrophysiological studies, pacemaker placement. So this is really a very, very central area for what we do. And these new labs represent a huge improvement. We can now see things we couldn't see before. We can now do patients we couldn't do before because we've got higher weight limits, bigger patients can fit. We can do procedures with less dye, with less radiation. All of those things mean better outcomes, and they mean that patients are going to simply do better.
And as we go to the break real quick, you almost have to work robotic stuff, and you've become pretty good at all that, haven't you?
We work at it hard. Okay, we really do try to be able to.
And you didn't have video games as a kid where you did all that, did you?
Yeah, but I played a lot with my niece when I got back from Boston. We used to play Pac-Man in the afternoons.
All right, let's hold that thought. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more about this very important procedure and these cath labs. We'll be right back. Don't go away.